This Ashokan pillar is now popularly known as Allahabad pillar. In this pillar, we find the edicts of Mauryan king Ashoka from the 3rd century BCE, inscriptions attributed to the Gupta emperor Samudragupta from 4th century, and Mughal emperor Jahangir from the 17th century. Here, in Samudragupta's portion, in line 21, we find a list of the rulers who were forcibly uprooted by the Gupta king Samudragupta. These rulers were said to be from Aryavarta. In today's video, we will search various ancient scriptures as well as different texts to find information on Aryavarta. Aryavarta is a Sanskrit compound consisting of the terms Arya and Avarta. This means abode of the noble or excellent. Aryam avartante atra. As per Rigved, Aryas were the noble people who followed dharma and performed noble deeds. During ancient times, several scriptures mentioned a name of a place called Aryavarta, the land of the Aryas. This term refers to the cultural and spiritual center of India, where the Aryan civilization grew and developed. It was here that the Vedic tradition and ideas began, which continue to shape Indian society even today. First, we will look for historical evidence of this name, and then we will explore what ancient Indian scriptures say about it. In the Vedas, Ramayana and Mahabharata, most of the educated and cultured people are mentioned as Arya. This video is about Aryavarta, not specifically about Aryans. We shall have a separate video on Aryans and their lifestyles later. You can check out for this in the description box later. Many people argue that during the Ramayana era, ancient India or Bharat was called Aryavarta. In today's video, we will try to see whether these two terms are equivalent or not. Initially, we find the mention of the term Aryavarta in the Manusmriti, dated between 2nd century to 3rd century. Manusmriti mentions Brahmavarta as the region between the Saraswati and Drishadvati. The text defines the area as the place where the good people are born, the twice born who adhere to the Vedic Dharma, in contrast to the Mlecchas, who live outside the Aryan territory and Vedic traditions. The precise location and size of the region have been the subject of academic uncertainty. Scholars like archaeologist Brigitte Alchin and Raymond Alchin believe the terms Brahmavarta and Aryavarta are synonymous. According to Manusmriti, rishis composed the Vedic texts at the confluence of the Saraswati and Drishadvati rivers during the Vedic period known as the Brahmavarta. Sadly, still the actual location and routes of Saraswati and Drishadvati are in debate, as both rivers do not exist anymore. The Latayan Srauta Sutra describes Drishadvati as a seasonal river, with the Saraswati as a perennial river until its disappearance. The next sloka of Manusmriti says that the country which lies between Himavat and Vindhya mountains to the east of Prayag and to the west of Vinasana, the place where Saraswati river disappears, is called Madhya Desh. But the tract between those two mountains, which extends as far as the eastern and western seas, is called Aryavarta by the wise people. In this particular sloka, this portion is very crucial as it refers to a place between the two mountain ranges, Himalaya and Vindhya, without which it may perceived like this. In Vishnu Puran, we find a similar slok where we can see the boundary of Bharat. This boundary of Aryavarta gradually extended in post-Vedic times as per the various sources. But generally, most scholars identified Aryavarta as an area in the Indo-Gangetic plain. The Bodhayana Dharma Sutra declares that the land of the Aryas or Aryavarta lies to the east of the region where the Saraswati river disappears, to the west of the Black Forest or Kalakavan, or rather Kanakhala near Hardwar, to the north of the Paripatra mountains, which later referred as Parijatra to the south of the Himalayas. Now it is believed that Parijatra was the name applied to the western Vindhyas together with Aravalli range. In the next sloka, Aryavarta is confined to the Doab of the Ganga Yamuna as per some. Additionally, the slokas describe people from outside this region as being of mixed origin and not ideal for the Aryas to follow. Some ancient texts, like the sutras, suggest performing purification rituals for those who travelled beyond the boundaries of Aryavarta. For example, the Bodhayana Srauta Sutra advises such rituals for people who have crossed Aryavarta and gone to distant lands. According to Indologist Johannes Bronkhorst, it is the Ganges plain between the Thar desert and the confluence of the river Ganga and Yamuna in the east. In the Sutra period, Aryavarta extended from the hills of the central Rajasthan to the hills of central Bihar. In the 6th century Sanskrit language encyclopedia, Brihat Samhita, compiled by Barahamihir, mentioned about Aryavarta, but in astrological context. Let's see what's written in there.
If at the time of an eclipse, Mars also by his conjunction with the sun or moon, the people of Avanti, those living on the banks of the Kaveri and Narmada and arrogant princes will suffer miseries. If Jupiter should be so eclipsed, learned men, kings, ministers, elephants, and horses will perish, and persons living on the banks of the Indus and in the northern countries will suffer calamities. If Venus should be so eclipsed,
the people of Dasarak, of Kaikaya, of Yodhya, and of Aryavarta,
and the Shivas, women, ministers, and tribes will suffer miseries.
Here we can see Barahamihir was mentioning Yodhya, Kaikaya, Dasarak, Shibi, and Aryavarta separately. That means they were separate kingdoms in that time within Bharatvarsh. Now let's move on to Puranas and see what's in there about Aryavarta. As per Bhagavad Puran, of the 100 Ikshvaku sons, 25 sons became kings in the western side. Another 25 sons became kings in the east, and the 3 principal sons became kings in the middle of Aryavarta. The other sons became kings in various other places. In the book Puranic Encyclopedia by Vettammani, we find a very interesting thing. Here we see a king from the Vishwakarma dynasty with the name of Aryavarta. From his wife Jayanti, Rishava had 20 sons. Of these, Bharat ruled over this land and gave it name Bharat. Brothers of Bharat ruled different parts of this land. Dramida's land later became known as Dravida or Dakshin Bharat. So it is also possible that Aryavarta also ruled a land which was later called Aryavarta. In that sense, Aryavarta was a part of Bharat, not the entire Bharat. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to support us, then please feel free to like and share this video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care.